I almost had one in August, and then Ira Greenberg literally snatched it out of my hands.
It's amazing how important set lists can become.
Maybe, maybe May.
You've been to enough of their shows that you know she's
Oh
right.
yeah. When I did a meet and greet with him, he knew who I was the minute I walked in.
All right.
That's when you had the Barbie.
I had the Barbie shirt on. Well, it was funny because I've gotten to know the photographer Anthony really well, and I walked up and Anthony looked at me and he starts cracking up. He's like, somebody told me there was somebody who had a Barbie shirt. I should have known it would be you. Oh no, Eric definitely knows me.
Okay.
Dumped his Jack on Coke on me.
One thing I kind of regret is that I spent too much of my young career being like too cool for the room.
Uh-huh.
And
I mean, I have to say, his band. I was in New York for his show. I guess it's 2 years ago now. And as I was walking from Penn Station to my hotel, I'm like crossing the street, and I hear behind me, "I know you." I turn around. It wasn't even the band member that I actually know. It was one of the other band guys who recognized me. So we stopped and talked to them for a little bit. But it wasn't even the one that I'm actually friends with. I was like, okay, now I know I go to too many shows when you recognize me on the street.
You've got a pretty distinct look about you, though.
when I got over myself and started like making an effort to connect with the fans, I really was ashamed for how I behaved.
I mean, look, there are some who are just total, you know what, but most of us try to be respectful.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've got my quirks.
Everyone does.
Like one thing I've always disliked is people backstage before the show.
Not bad, huh?
I am getting my game face on.
Right.
I want to talk to people. I don't want to deal with people. I don't want to make nice with anybody because I got a show.
Right.
Almost got a picture on your finger. There we go. Isn't that wild?
So cool.
Enough picture for you.
Thank you.
In the winter, like from October to about the middle of March, before the equinox, there were hundreds of them.
Wow.
And at dawn.
And I've definitely seen a lot of your videos. Oh, he's just waiting for a friend. That's my husband. Oh, look, they're sharing. That's so sweet.
And that's unusual behavior for Americans. They only get like that when they're around very ample food sources.
That makes sense. Because they get territorial about it because they gotta get it while you can.
Well, and with flowers, they get like a sip or two each blossom.
Right.
And so they developed the guard the food source, waiting for the nectar to come back.
Not go all the way down in there, don't they?
Mhm. The way their tongues work is fascinating. Their tongue is, it can extend as long as their beak.
Wow.
And when
You
they
gotta feel the-
retract it, it coils up behind their head. And it's split. And on the inside, there are little tiny pouches. And so they stick their tongue out. It hits the water, it splits, and the pouches work like buckets.
Huh.
And it squeezes out when they retract the tongue. And they've only recently learned that because they just couldn't study hummingbirds until they decided, okay, we're going down to Yucatan, we're going down to Venezuela, we're going down to Costa Rica. There's a great hummingbird documentary on Amazon Prime by David Attenborough.
Oh wow.
It's called Jeweled Messengers. And he gets into some of the Amazon hummingbirds.
You just got a little fan club over there, don't you?
I do.
Well, it's getting on time for them to have to call it for the night. Probably about 10 more minutes. And it's like somebody gives a signal.
When they all
They all just kind of, okay, time to go. Every now and then one will get caught by the dark at the feeder.
Picky.
I tell people, I can show them videos. I can describe it.
You can't. It's not the same.
Until you do it,
yeah.
there's no reference.
And there's probably what, like 50 of them? Maybe not that many. 5, 10, 15, 20.
About 20, 25.
Yeah.
Probably peak tonight was around 30, 35.
Yeah.
It always amazes me how quickly it ends. They go from like 40 to 10. There'll be a couple.
Do they all have individual nests? Really? Yeah. Little baby nests.
Yeah, they're about the size of a demi-tasse cup.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
You can drop a $50 into it, and they wrap them with spider webs. And as the babies grow, the nest expands.
Oh, interesting.
And when they fly, the nest contracts, and it's like time to leave.
And do they come back to the same nests over and over again?
No, build a new nest every time, and they tend to find like places they like. They love the bougainvillea because it's tangles and thorns. Love the olive tree. They love that pyracantha hedge because it's got the bricks to be a vase, and it's guarded.
Right.
And then in the big oak tree across the street, there's a nesting pair of croissants.
Oh, wow.
And they are like symbiotic
Right.
with the hummingbirds because the hummingbirds are too small and too fast to be a meal for the hawk. But they do hunt the mockingbirds, jays, and birds
Right.
that hunt the hummingbirds.
Right.
So when the hummingbirds nest in the oak tree with the cuckoo's hawks, it's like they have an open Uber Eats account. I don't have to hunt.
My dad for years had desert doves that had a nest in his garage.
Oh,
And they came back every year.
Mm-hmm.
And God forbid Dad should close the garage. Mama bird would be waiting. Why'd you lock me on my garage? Well, after Dad passed, we had somebody move into the house and they wanted to be able to close the garage door, so we had to bring a specialist in to relocate the nest. No, this is the best part. My sister texted me the other day. Missy called her very upset because apparently Mama Bird has now made a nest above the front door.
A safe place to nest is vital.
But yeah, the Mama Bird had a nest in our garage probably for 15, 20 years.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah,
used
she
to
wasn't
get
about to
barn
move
stories.
away.
And
because
they're
somebody-
a protected species in Arizona.
Oh, that's where you to call
So
somebody.
you can't just you can't just get rid of the nest on them like that. Like, it's actually illegal.
Yeah, the Migratory Bird Act. It protects hummingbirds too. Now,
Except the government is too illegal.
that's kind of it for me now.